Now, a concern that you might have regarding file size and how to deal with it. In the group policy settings, we have an option under folder and storage called filters. And when you go into filters, by default the PST file type is filtered out. So files with the following extension will be excluded from attached local folder. Now PST files are notoriously big database files from Outlook, and they can grow very large. And so by default we're filtering those out. If you remove this, then if those files exist in the folders that you're syncing, then they'll be uploaded as well. But they might take up a lot of space. So let's look at some other files that take up a lot of space. So I do a lot of Photoshop work, and the Photoshop files are also notoriously large. If we look at the details, we see a lot of PNG files here, and they're mostly under a meg. But then the same file in layered form as a Photoshop file can be enormous. It could be 12 meg, 30 meg, 40 meg. So these are really big files, and you might not want to sync Photoshop files to the cloud. So what I'm going to do is I've selected some of each of these kinds of files, and I've put them on one of my client machines in a folder so that I can move them to the cloud, and we'll see what happens. Okay, but before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and block them. So all we have to do is add these brackets and dot PSD. Okay, we'll save that, and then we will go to the folders, and we'll go into team projects, and we'll create a folder here. We'll call this art. Alright, so now I jump over to the machine that has Windows installed on it. Okay, so I'm here on a Windows 10 machine. Say it's my cluster manager's home computer, and they need to do some work from home. They're logged into the cloud drive, and we're going to open that folder, and we can see the team projects folder here, and there's an artwork folder. So we'll open that, and we'll just paste some files in there. I like to see my file types, so I'm going to turn that on. And let's go ahead and change our view to details. So here we have the files. Some of them are really large. Those are the PSD files. I'll sort by type so you can see what's going on here. These check marks mean that the files have synced. Okay, and this means that they have not. Right? So we can go over here and look at our drive and see what's going on here. As we could see, all of these actions have taken place. These files have synced, and I'm going to just log in here to my web portal. And we'll check out our file browser here. Go into Team Projects and Artwork, and you can see that I have some files here, and I can get my list view, and all that's here are the PNG files. Okay, so let's go and modify that setting. We'll go into the dashboard for this tenant and group policy, and folder and storage, filters, and let's remove the PSD. Hit save, and we'll go back. And now let's force refresh this. So even though I've changed that setting, if I hit refresh, nothing is happening. And sometimes that can occur. So what I'm going to do is just copy these out. Okay, and we'll delete those. We'll do a refresh, and now let's put them back in. And you can see that when I added the PSD files back in, they instantly synced to the cloud. And if I hit refresh here, we've got our files. So you can see that you can control types of files using that setting. And once again, it's located under Group Policy, Folders and Storage, Filters. So I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Thank you.